You are about to spend $30, $35, maybe $40,000 on a compact SUV. You have done your research, you have watched the commercials, the thing looks gorgeous in the showroom, the salesman is smiling, and in the back of your mind, you feel good about this decision. But here is what nobody in that dealership is going to tell you. 3 of the most popular compact SUVs on the market right now, vehicles that hundreds of thousands of people are buying or considering buying in 2026, have been flagged with major engine issues, transmission failures, and reliability scores so bad that Consumer Reports, after surveying more than 380,000 real vehicle owners, is essentially telling you to walk away. Not slow down, walk away. And the worst part, these are not obscure vehicles. These are not niche brands with small followings. These are mainstream names sitting in showrooms across the country with beautiful paint and dealer incentives and 5-star smiles. They look like solid choices. On paper, they make sense. But the owners who signed those contracts and drove these things off the lot, they know what I'm about to show you, and most of them wish someone had made this video before they did. I am going to count down all 3, starting with the bad and ending with the one that could genuinely cost you the most money. If you are currently shopping for a compact SUV, or if you already own one of these, do not skip a single second of this. This information is coming directly from Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, Kelley Blue Book, Auto Guide, and thousands of verified owner complaints filed with NHTSA. This is not opinion, this is a paper trail. And before we get into it, if this channel gives you real information that protects your money and helps you make smarter car decisions, go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that bell, because more videos like this one are coming and you do not want to miss them. Let's get into it. Number 3, the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox. At first glance, the 2026 Chevy Equinox looks like exactly what a practical buyer wants. It's compact, it's American, it has Google-based infotainment, an updated interior, and a price point that feels accessible. General Motors redesigned this thing recently and presented it to the world like a fresh start, a new chapter. Here's the reality. Consumer Reports surveyed over 380,000 owners and identified the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox as the least reliable compact SUV in its entire class. Not near the bottom, at the bottom. And it didn't earn that position quietly. The 2026 Equinox runs on a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, producing 175 horsepower. On paper, it's a reasonable economy engine. In the real world, owners across the country have reported something terrifying, the car entering what is called limp mode, where power is suddenly and severely reduced, sometimes without warning, sometimes at highway speeds. One owner described this happening at 80 miles per hour on the interstate. The fuel pump power control module failed. The engine shut down completely. They had to pull over to the shoulder on a major highway. That's not a software glitch. That's not an inconvenience. That's a car actively endangering the person driving it. Multiple owners have reported fuel pump failures within the first few months of ownership. One driver said the car went limp during city driving after just 3 months. 3 months on a brand new vehicle, and described the engine as, in their own words, garbage. The NHTSA has already issued one major recall on the 2026 Chevy Equinox EV variant, affecting over 81,000 units. Consumer Reports has made clear the gas-powered 2026 Chevy Equinox does not meet all advanced safety requirements, contributing to its low predicted reliability score. And Auto Guide's review of the segment noted that this 1.5-liter turbocharged engine is noisy, underpowered, and that there is no hybrid option and no stronger engine alternative available. You're stuck with it. There's also no shortage of windshield distortion, unexpected automatic braking activating at 45 miles per hour without cause, and electrical failures across the body control module. Build quality complaints include popping and creaking sounds fresh from the showroom, and parts availability issues that leave cars sitting at dealerships for weeks with no repair timeline. If you are about to spend somewhere between $27,000 and $35,000 on the 2026 Equinox, you need to sit with that number and ask yourself, is this what I'm paying for? The verdict on the Equinox: a freshly redesigned exterior hiding an engine and reliability record that has no business being this bad in 2026. Before we get to number 2, and I promise you it gets worse, if you're getting real value from this video right now, do me a favor and hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it helps this channel reach more buyers before they make a very expensive mistake. Back to it.
Number 2, the 2026 Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos is one of the most interesting failure stories in the compact SUV segment. Here is a vehicle that looks premium, charges a premium price, starting around $28,000 and climbing to nearly $38,000 in the SEL trim, and consistently ranks among the lowest scoring vehicles for owner satisfaction that Consumer Reports has ever recorded. Not just this year, every single year since it launched. Consumer Reports' prediction for the 2026 Taos is blunt. It will be less reliable than the average new car. That prediction is based on data from the 2023, 2024 and 2025 models, and when you look at what owners of those models have actually lived through, the prediction feels almost generous. The 2022 Taos, one of the foundational versions of this vehicle, was recalled 6 separate times by NHTSA. 6 recalls on a compact SUV that was barely a year old. One of those recalls was for a fuel delivery pump that could break without warning, causing a sudden engine stall in traffic. Another was for an engine control unit software fault that could cause the car to stall when coming to a stop. And a third was for a fuel supply connector that could detach from the fuel line, causing a fuel leak directly in the engine compartment. That is not a recall, that is a series of disasters waiting to happen. And then there are the head gasket failures. Owner after anonymous owner filed reports with Consumer Reports describing head gasket leaks at 16,000 miles. Not 160,000 miles, not 60,000 miles, 16,000 on a brand new vehicle. One owner said it was their second head gasket replacement on the same car. Another said the engine did not perform correctly even after the head gasket was replaced, and they had to bring it back to the dealership multiple times. Kelley Blue Book compiled feedback from 46 Taos owners and found that while some praised the interior, the vehicle's weakest category, by significant margin, was quality. One owner summed it up without any ambiguity. They said, "It's been nothing but problems ever since. It blew a head gasket, had several oil leaks, and always caused me inconveniences. Parts to fix these vehicles are so expensive that a simple leak was going to cost me over $3,500. $3,500 for a leak on a car that is supposed to be a practical daily driver." AutoGuide's deep dive reliability ranking of the subcompact SUV segment placed the Taos in the lowest tier, specifically noting that the turbocharged engine design feels like it was built to survive the warranty period rather than the decade of ownership most buyers expect. Consumer Reports' road test confirmed the fuel economy lags behind class leaders. The capacitive touch climate controls replace the reliable physical knobs people actually liked, and the premium price puts the Taos a few $1,000s above competitors that are more reliable, more efficient, and easier to live with. This is the brutal truth about the VW Taos. It is a car that punishes loyalty. It draws you in with German branding, punishes you with head gaskets, fuel pump failures, and recall after recall, and then charges you European repair prices to fix problems that should never have existed. The verdict? Gorgeous to look at in the showroom, and genuinely expensive to own outside of it. Number 1. The Jeep Compass. If the Equinox is bad and the Taos is worse, the Jeep Compass is the one that industry insiders at AutoGuide have publicly described as unquestionably the worst product Jeep currently makes. That is a direct quote, and when you look at what owners have been living through, it is hard to argue with. Compass owners have filed 1,718 complaints with NHTSA across recent model years alone, 1,718, and the engine is at the centre of most of them. The 2021 through 2024 Jeep Compass, which forms the backbone of what you see on lots right now, has documented widespread engine stalling problems. Not occasional stalling, not a quirk, systematic, repeat, dangerous stalling events that owners describe happening multiple times a day. One owner filed a complaint describing their Compass stalling in the middle of an intersection. No warning light, no check engine light, no notice. Just the car cutting off with traffic bearing down on them. They wrote, "It happens every day, at least once a day. It's extremely dangerous."
The 2.4-litre Tigershark engine, which powered numerous Compass models, has a well-documented defect where it burns excessive amounts of oil during normal operation. owners must constantly top off the oil or risk the engine seizing entirely. Fiat Chrysler, the parent company of Jeep at the time, was even preparing for a major recall related to excessive emissions from this engine after a regulatory filing revealed the scope of the problem. For the 2025 and current generation Compass, the most commonly reported issues according to consumer complaint databases are electrical system failures, transmission shudder and harsh shifting, and, you guessed it, engine problems. One previous Compass owner summed up 3 years of ownership in a single sentence. By year 3, I was getting about 190 miles on a full tank. Would never buy a Compass again. Here is what makes the Compass situation particularly outrageous. It is priced between $25,000 and $39,000. That is not budget territory. That is real money. And for that real money, you get an SUV that AutoGuide says should simply be avoided in 2026, that CarBuzz identifies as carrying persistent engine issues across 2 full generations, and that the Jeep brand, which has never been celebrated for reliability, manages to make feel underwhelming even by its own historically low standards. Major repairs on the Compass can exceed $4,000. Engine-related repairs can exceed $1,000 just for sensor and throttle body replacement alone. And if the transmission starts shuddering, which multiple owners of recent model years have reported, you are looking at a situation where the cost of repair can approach or exceed the diminished resale value of the vehicle itself. The verdict on the Jeep Compass? A compact SUV that charges you a premium to own a reliability nightmare. This is not a car that punishes you with age, it starts punishing you immediately. So, there you have it. 3 compact SUVs, the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox, the 2026 Volkswagen Taos, and the Jeep Compass, that Consumer Reports, AutoGuide, JD Power, Kelley Blue Book, and thousands of real owners are all pointing to with the same message. Proceed with extreme caution, or better yet, do not proceed at all. The smart money right now is on vehicles like the Mazda CX-30, which uses a naturally aspirated 2.5-litre 4-cylinder paired with a proven 6-speed automatic, a powertrain that AutoGuide's reliability ranking placed in the top tier of the entire segment, or the Subaru Crosstrek, which uses a well-sorted boxer engine and a CVT that has proven robust in real-world ownership, or the Honda HR-V, which sits just below the absolute best in reliability but beats almost everything else in the compact segment for long-term ownership peace of mind. Your money deserves to go toward a vehicle that is going to start every single morning, get you where you need to go, and not send you text messages from the dealership asking when you plan to pick it up from the service bay again. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these 3 shocked you the most? Have you owned one of these vehicles and had a nightmare experience you wish someone had warned you about? Drop your story in the comments right now. Your experience might save someone from making a very expensive mistake. And if this video protected your wallet today, hit that like button, share it with someone who is currently car shopping, and subscribe so you never miss a video. On Atif Cars, we do not do hype, we do homework, and we do it for you. See you in the next one.